Hello, I am Delrith, and welcome to the news on Ctrl+Alt+Delrith for July 13th. It will be just me again this week. I think we're going to keep that format just because I could get through them a lot faster with only one person, and I will be including people like Godford and Maxie in long-form discussion videos, which everyone seems to really like on the channel, so we will be doing that. But first off, we're going to be talking about a big oopsie. By the way, this week's news is just a lot of oopsies. I got to be honest with you, just an unbelievable amount of whoopsies and oopsies. So we'll get through them as fast as possible. All right, first things first, Ubisoft removing games and DLC even if you own them. As you may or may not heard, there's a lot of controversy going around about this right now, with things like Assassin's Creed Liberation being removed almost immediately after being sold the last 3 weeks on the Steam platform. And people are really upset. It's safe to say that this is a big issue that people want resolved and or compensated for, but there really hasn't been any sort of like direct announcement or response to this. A lot of people are guessing this is because they're just tuning down support, which we'll talk about in a few moments, for a lot of other games, but it just kind of builds into that whole you don't own the games that you own on Steam argument. You basically only own licenses, and I will state straight up that I think that it's wrong to take anything from people that they've paid for without compensating them appropriately. It's just something we're gonna have to deal with coming through in the future, especially with things being licensed and not physical copies. At any point, just so everyone's aware, Steam's licensing agreement that you agree to when you make the account allows them to terminate your account and restrict all access to your games, revoke everything, and there's nothing you can do about it. That means that if you do something wrong or for whatever reason you go and you piss off Valve, they have the right to just basically deny you all of your games, even if you've paid $10, $20, $30, $40,000 on them. You don't own the rights to the account. You don't have the rights to access the account. It is a privilege and a license that you are granted. And I'm worried about this bleeding over into other games in the future. I hope Ubisoft goes and fixes this thing. But one of the interesting things is that this game was on sale. Assassin's Creed Liberation was on sale a couple weeks ago for, I think it was like 40% off or something. I don't remember the exact amount. A lot of people bought the DLC and now it's being revoked immediately. Ubisoft again hasn't issued a single statement regarding any form of compensation, which is what I said, and it's just messed up. And now tying into what I was talking about with Ubisoft decommissioning online services, I believe we mentioned this, they're going to be shutting down online service and restricting access to single player campaigns and even removing a lot of single player campaigns for a lot of games in the immediate future. Now, the developers of these games were not spoken to about this, and there are a few people in Ubisoft that work on these games, like the Anno devs, that have been openly, outwardly complaining about this. But for like example, Anno 2070, September 1st, 2022, all these games are getting affected. You will be unable to play multiplayer, link Ubisoft accounts in game, or use online features. And don't get me wrong, Anno 2070 came out in I think 2011 or 2012, but it is still a game that people like and a game that I know a few friends of mine still play. And so for them to completely restrict all online features, it just kind of sucks without allowing any connectivity or anything, especially since it's a multiplayer game that can easily use peer-to-peer without issue. Same with Assassin's Creed 2, losing multiplayer. Assassin's Creed 3 is losing multiplayer, no in-game use or linked accounts or anything like that. Brotherhood also going away. Liberation HD going away. You'll be unable to link. Additional, the installation and access to DLC will be unavailable. This is something that we just talked about. Yeah, you're losing all DLC for Assassin's Creed Liberation HD. You won't be able to install or access it. It's just going to be gone, even if you already paid for it. Tough titties. You're losing Assassin's Creed Revelation online multiplayer. One of the really shocking things out of these games, like Rayman Legends, Silent Hunter, is Space Junkies, because this came out, I believe, in 2019, and it's a multiplayer only title, and essentially was a VR title that didn't do very well, but it was still things that people paid for. It's just going away. It's just going to be gone completely. I don't like this as a trend. I hope that this gets fixed, and this is a major issue going forward. I like Ubisoft, okay? They've had a few hurdles, they've had a few blunders and stuff, but overall, they've kind of come back out on top and like tried to make things right, especially with like Ghost Recon, and admitting that they had to delay stuff after some bad releases. And honestly, they have the best PR company system in the world for working with like developers and influencers and streamers and press. There's been multiple times where even Joe and myself have given bad reviews to Ubisoft games, and they don't take it personally, and The very next day, they're like, here's another review code for the next game coming up. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. And they've all been great to work with. And so they do have a great like PR management group as far as dealing with people. So it's crazy to just see that this hasn't had any response for stuff like the DLC being completely gone for PC, especially with like Far Cry 3. No installation access to Far Cry 3 DLC. I think Blood Dragon was in Far Cry 3, right? So no more Blood Dragon. That's just crazy to me. I can't even believe that. That's wild. This is some of the most iconic DLCs just not available. And I guess people are just gonna have to complain and talk about it openly and lobby for it to get it fixed. Next up, you may have heard about the EA tweet. You remember the whole tweet about, oh, you know, they're a 10, but they only like single player games. That didn't go very well. Essentially, they tweeted out that just a slander at people that don't like multiplayer games. EA employees were mad. The internet collectively did not like this. A lot of prominent names tweeted about it, including like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and stuff. And it was just seen as kind of like a dick move, especially following the release of the multiplayer only game known as Battlefield 2042. It did not go very well. I think it was kind of a stupid jab. I think it's hypocritical. I think it was very unflavorful and just in poor taste. And I got to be honest with you, roast well deserved. Like EA said, with the they're a 10, they only like playing single player games. It's been well deserved. It's actually dumb. They're trying to walk it back, and they should be yelled at for that. Corporations like this shouldn't say stupid stuff like this. People should realize that single player games is what started most people's careers in gaming and what started most people getting into games. A lot of people played single player games. Multiplayer games were a huge thing for a lot of people, but it doesn't mean you can't like both. And if someone only prefers one over the other, multiplayer or single player, don't hate them for it. It's just rude. Don't even call it out. You're a company. Don't do that. You sell these games. You literally sell single player only games. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, moving on. Rockstar is essentially done with Red Dead. They're just not updating Red Dead Online anymore. Like, it's just not gonna happen. They're gonna be focusing on GTA 6. They're basically done with Red Dead Online, and that sucks. I think Red Dead Online 2, Red Dead 2 Online, and all that stuff has so much potential. It's super awesome, but I feel like they realized they could not monetize it like they did the shark cards. And because it was easier to make money in Red Dead Online than it was in GTA, essentially, they just said nah, and they abandoned it, which is a shame because Red Dead Online, especially Red Dead Online 2, is awesome. I love it. I think it's great. I have a lot of fun with it when I play it. Especially the role-playing servers are fantastic, and it could have been so much better than it was, but because they couldn't over monetize it and make billions of dollars on it, they basically just said, screw you all. We're not going to support it. We're not going to update it. Bye. Just a shame. Just a shame. I wish they would have supported it, but yeah, if you like Red Dead Online, my heart goes out to you. I understand your suffering and it sucks. Forspoken has gotten another big delay. I know we talked about the first big delay, but Forspoken has gotten another delay. So now it's going to be January 24th, 2023. It's been delayed again. I am okay with this. I just wanted to let everyone know that it's been delayed. They're doing quality testing, quality assurance. It's okay for games to get delayed to make sure they're good. Or we get games like Anthem. Or we get Andromeda. It's fine. Delay games. I think it's good that it's going to take more time to be baked, especially with a lot of other titles coming out next year in January, February. It's fine. All game elements are complete and development is in its final polishing phase. We would like to continue, or thank you for your continued support. They're just fixing stuff. It needs to be in a state that's acceptable. 10 out of 10. Good on you. I approve delays. I know it sucks for people that are hyped, but I'd rather get a game that works and makes me feel good than a game I'm sad and depressed about, like Cyberpunk. So it is what it is. God of War Ragnarok is launching November 9th, and there was a CG trailer that was revealed that we will probably have edited in the background while I'm talking right now and hopefully not get copyright claimed for. Don't you dare. But it's coming to PlayStation 5 and 4 on November 9th, 2022. I will be playing it on PS5. Obviously, they might do a PC port later on down the line like they did with the original one, or well, the latest one, but I'm excited for it. That is just news I wanted to get out there. God of War is an awesome franchise. I think everybody likes it. The collector's edition is super cool. I genuinely think I'm going to be ordering that if I can get one off of eBay, honestly, at this point, because I think they're all going to be sold out as soon as I try to get them, or already are. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing to complain about. I have no doubts they're going to knock it out of the park, and I'm excited for it. I hope you are too. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And finally, we were right. The rumors have been mostly confirmed, and I guess officially confirmed, or whatever. There's going to be a new announcement for the Switch Pro later this year with 4K support. Now, I have been a really big open audible person when it comes to talking about how crap the Nintendo Switch is as far as its hardware goes. I think it is a fantastic platform for playing with your friends. I think the Nintendo specific games work great on it, but we have to admit that it was dated when it came out. I think, like, without a doubt, it was already dated. And it has just fallen further and further behind. Games are significantly handicapped by trying to be Switch exclusives and starting on the Switch, aka look at Monster Hunter Rise. And I just don't think that there is any way in hell that games like Breath of the Wild 2, as I've stated in previous news segments, can look good on the current as it is Nintendo Switch. It's just not, the hardware's not there. Now, I recently got my Steam Deck, and I am blown away by it. I will be doing a video on it soon. But the Steam Deck is phenomenal. It is everything I've ever wanted in a Nintendo Switch. I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise on it. I was trying a bunch of Counter-Strike. I was doing a lot of crazy intensive games. It has been a blast. I love the Steam Deck, and I really do hope that the Switch updates to at least have, you know, semi-similar specs so that they can do cool things with it. I don't know why they just don't call it like the Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo, but it needs an overhaul, and I'm happy that it's going to be overhauled as per the leak. And it's going to have a larger display, like I said, 4K support, and have better performance, and that's good. This is good. Just, it needs to be a lot. It needs to be a lot. But yeah, with that, that's going to be the news for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of all the stories down in the comments below. I love you and appreciate you, and I'm sorry if I sounded a little bit weird tonight. I'm a little under the weather, but I did have a fantastic birthday, and I appreciate everybody that wished me a happy birthday and was super supportive on Twitter and whatnot. If you liked the video, if you liked the news, follow the news, share it with people. If I had to ask for anything for my birthday from the community, it would just be that you share. I don't need money. I don't need donations. I don't need any of that. I'm super happy just providing you entertainment along with Godfoot and Maxi. And yeah, share the video, like the videos, throw it around, help the channel grow. And until the next video, this is Delrith, and I'll be seeing you. Bye.